What's up YouTube, Jim Comics here. It's been almost 6 years since the Nintendo Switch came out, and it has undeniably become one of the best video game consoles of all time, and that's not just an opinion. The hybrid nature of the console is unlike anything the big free game consoles have ever released, albeit combining some notable aspects of the Wii U and the Dreamcast VMU. However, the Switch itself has many issues that most fans thought Nintendo would fix eventually but still haven't. With a new Nintendo console bound to release soon, whether a Switch Pro or a whole new console, the Switch 2, here are the 10 features or changes that I'd personally want from the next console. Before we start, like, subscribe, and comment down below what you'd want in the next Nintendo Switch console. Also, check out the channel's Instagram account, JMComicsArts, for memes and my thoughts on new video game news. Without further ado, here are the top 10 features that a Nintendo Switch 2 needs. Number 10, Netflix and Disney Plus. The next Switch console needs Netflix. It's not a hard concept to implement, considering the Switch already has Hulu. I'd also like to see Disney Plus as well. The other two mainline consoles have Netflix and Disney Plus, so why doesn't the Switch? Maybe even Peacock. That's too far, my bad. Perhaps Nintendo made a deal with Hulu for exclusivity, but I bet Netflix and Disney would be willing to pay big bucks to get their platforms on the Switch with its over 70 million users. By the way, a general internet browser would also allow for access to these platforms, so if that were to come instead, I'd be completely satisfied. Number 9. Microphone incorporation. The fact that there is no microphone jack on either Joy-Con, considering the right Joy-Con has an IR motion camera that is almost never used, surprises me. I only know one game that used it, 1-2 Switch, while headphones could be used for every single game and app on the Switch. So if price is the problem, Nintendo could just cut the IR motion camera from the next Joy-Con model for a microphone jack. However, considering how almost every device has a mic jack, I doubt price is the problem. Even the Pro controller doesn't have a microphone jack, which is honestly ridiculous considering how expensive it is. On the topic of microphone incorporation, Nintendo's voice chat system is horrible. The use of the app is so dumb. It makes sense to protect Nintendo's younger players from dirty language, but Xbox and PlayStation do not take such precautions, and parental controls on Switch could decide whether voice chat on the console itself is allowed. Number 8. Themes. The Nintendo Switch already has a Themes tab in settings, but it only has two themes, white and black. The Nintendo 3DS had a ton of themes. Not only different colors, but designs and images from games. I mean, come on, at least give us gray. Since Nintendo is trying to further incorporate My Nintendo to the Switch with the icon creator, adding themes purchasable with My Nintendo points for Switch Online members would be a great addition. We have gotten folders after 5 years, so it is very possible Nintendo will incorporate themes on the current Switch, but not likely. Number 7. Backwards compatibility. This one is absolutely obvious. Almost every Nintendo console ever has had some sort of backwards compatibility. Whether it's the SNES with the Game Boy player, the Wii U with the Wii games, or even the Wii of the GameCube games, it's always been a thing. Almost always. The Switch was an exception, however. Switch 2 has to be backwards compatible with all Nintendo Switch games. With the amount of ports on the Switch, it would be a massive shame and arguably a scam if this library is dropped after merely one generation. The next Switch has to be backwards compatible with both physical and digital Switch games. 6. eShop features. The current Switch eShop has the worst interface of any Nintendo eShop ever. First off, it lacks any sort of background music, making it sad to scroll through. The Wii U and 3DS eShops had background music, emulating music played while you stroll through a literal store. Next, and probably most important, the Switch eShop needs a more organized structure of categories. The Wii U eShop is a good example to follow. It had tabs for a bunch of big Nintendo and even third-party franchises like Mario, Yoshi, and Sonic. With the amount of indie games on Switch, they would have a better chance of discovery if there were tabs for different categories of indies, like Metroidvania indies, or even indie collections like the SteamWorld or Shovel Knight games. When the next Switch comes out, I suspect Nintendo would create a whole new eShop interface, as they always do a new one for each console. So I doubt it could be any worse than the current one. Nintendo always seems to prove me wrong, so we'll see. Number 5. More home menu customization. The current Switch home menu is alright, but it's by far the ugliest of all the current gen consoles. Xbox easily takes the gold for home screen, which is a surprise because they never really win anything, as PlayStation 4 and 5 have similar home screens to the Switch. However, they have so much more personality and background music, as well as trophies. The Switch home screen could have the option of playing background music from games you own. More importantly, it should allow you to organize the home screen outside of just showing the most recently played games. Like, what if I want Smash Ultimate always in my home screen, regardless of when I played it? Also, the option of organizing vertical or grid-like instead of just horizontal would be good. Number 4, achievements. I'm kinda iffy on this one. I don't know if Nintendo could really get away with an achievement system after so many consoles without it, but it would be cool to see. It would add more incentive to complete and replay Nintendo games, as achievements do for PlayStation and Xbox games. Number 3, a reasonable gimmick. Every Nintendo console has had some sort of gimmick, except for the GameCube, and Nintendo could very well just make an improved Switch. I'd honestly be fine with that. However, it is very characteristic of Nintendo to sell consoles on gimmicks, which I'd also be fine with. As long as the gimmick is reasonable and not expensive for developers, like the Wii U gamepad, it will be alright. I mean, even the Wii gimmick, which is looked back on with less than fondness, was still really fun at the time and really led to a lot of creative experiences like Punch-Out Wii or the Resident Evil ports. I can't think of a gimmick right now, but reverting to a clamshell double screen for handheld mode is definitely an option. Number 2, Joy-Con drift. Come on, they have to fix this. I mean, come on. They probably won't, but come on. Enough said. And finally, number 1, Virtual Console. Nintendo's decision to not have a Virtual Console on the Switch irked some, but made sense as it gave indies a chance in the spotlight. Now that indies have risen to prominence in the cultural zeitgeist, a Virtual Console on the Switch 2 wouldn't really detract from their attention. Nintendo could still keep the Switch Online service, but allow everyone, members and non-members, to have the option to purchase the games for themselves and keep them forever. It would also allow for more recent Nintendo systems to get games ported, like the GameCube or even the Wii U, as Nintendo would want to make money off of them, instead of throwing them onto the subscription services. You can't tell me Nintendo's going to bring DS to Switch Online. They won't. So you might as well just give us the option to purchase it on our own. So those are the about 10 features or changes that I'd want from the next Switch, whether that's the Switch 2 or the Switch Pro. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you'd want from the next Switch. Expect a big project coming out as a countdown to Christmas in the coming weeks involving Marvel characters. JM Comics, out.